The government says we're still not past the peak of the coronavirus outbreak, and the number of deaths is expected to increase further this week.
It is now almost 2 months since the people of this country began to put up with restrictions on their freedom, your freedom.
On the 23rd of March 2020, the UK was put into lockdown in an attempt to limit the spread of coronavirus. It was announced that UK residents must stay in their homes to protect the NHS amid the growing threat of COVID-19. This is a documentary about my experience of isolation and how it has affected the lives of the people closest to me. When the lockdown began, it was hard to comprehend what was happening and how it would affect our normal lives. The experience of lockdown has been strange and unlike anything we've been through before. At the start, it was scary hearing about what was happening in the world, but we thought spending just a few weeks at home and having time off work wouldn't be so bad. As time went on, it has become more difficult having to be away from family and not leave the house. Now, 9 weeks into lockdown, it seems like it will never end. I live at home with my mum and 2 dogs, Poppy and Ava. We've managed to keep ourselves busy and our minds occupied with long walks and by learning new skills and hobbies that we wouldn't normally have a chance to do if times were normal. Not seeing friends and family is the hardest part, and since lockdown there have been a lot of important milestones that have had to be celebrated in different ways. Like many big birthday celebrations, and especially the arrival of my new nephew. I asked my sister Charlotte about having to be in hospital at a time like this and how lockdown has affected her. So what was it like going into hospital with everything that's happening?
It was a bit scary because everything we've been seeing on news about people in hospital with coronavirus, It was quite worrying knowing that I've got to go in and have a baby. It wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. All the midwives had the right PPE gear on, which I thought would be quite scary and intimidating, but it wasn't. They did a really good job. I can't thank them enough for what they did for us.
So how's it been not seeing the family?
It's been really hard, and even more upsetting now that we've got a new baby that can't meet his family. It's not nice that we're going to miss out on the first few weeks or even months of his life. That being said, it's been nice spending time just us as a family, which we would never have had if everything was normal.
How's Theo finding his new baby brother?
He's doing good. He's enjoying having a little friend at home. Yeah, he's adapting to it really well.
You have good days and bad days, but at times it has been a refreshing change and nice to spend time at home and not have to worry about everyday responsibilities. In this day and age, we are lucky that even though we can't see family and friends, we have other ways of communicating and staying in touch. Whilst in lockdown, we celebrated VE Day with street parties happening all over the country. I spoke to my friend Poppy about lockdown and her thoughts on the VE Day celebrations. So a lot of the older generation are talking about the war and the times back then and comparing it to what it's like now and how it is in lockdown. So what are your thoughts on that?
We need to count ourselves lucky. It's a completely different vibe. Back then it was physical, now we've got to keep your health safe. So I think now we're really lucky that we've got these luxuries, the TV, we can FaceTime as friends. We need a VE Day to remember what we went through in the past. Then we can get through a pandemic, do you know what I mean? We just need to have faith, hope and we can get through it.
If you ask me how this all started, the actual date, I wish I knew. What I know is my heartbeat slowed and a sadness inside me grew. The skies were clear of planes, the seas and air became pure, but not through humans learning, through a virus that had no cure. The world as we know became stranger, days all merged into one, for this was the year 2020 and a darkness had just begun. While hopeless the feeling within, no cuddles or kisses for loved ones as the rules for this virus begin. In the chaos and upset was heroes, NHS, doctors, nurses and more, spreading hope, saving lives, joining forces while exhausted right down to the core. If you ask me how I felt 2020, my answer would be short and clear. Hold on to your nearest and dearest, keep them safe and hold them so near. Don't forget the horrible dark times, this will one day be over, stay brave. Please spare a thought for the poor ones who all sadly went to their grave. Just remember, one day when it's over, we all played a part in this war, a second chance to spend with our loved ones, respect our planet, show we all can do more.